Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for August 6th, 2023. We do have a lot of fun stuff to look at today. Transformers for the Mainline, and Masterpiece, and Third Party, and Takara, and of course, Legends. Got a little something going on with Masters of the Universe coming up on Tuesday, so be ready. Also, Ramen Toys got a slew of stuff going on. There's going to be a lot at PowerCon when they go next weekend to PowerCon, so it's going to be pretty exciting, something to look forward to. And there's some stuff with McFarlane. Yeah, some stuff. It's interesting. We're going to look at that. And also, there's supposedly a Star Wars 2-pack coming. I like this kind of stuff, even though the repacks, sadly, I like them. But anyway, we're going to talk about this and more coming up. Okay, starting out with some new stuff at ShowZ, and this is something that I think is pretty cool. So we've talked about this Yellow Park AMK Pro Series G1 Megatron model kit, but ShowZ has it up for pre-order for $60, and it is pre-assembled. So it's a pre-assembled model kit, which I'm not exactly sure if you still have to put some of it together, like they assemble the arms, you snap the arms on or something, but that's pretty exciting. It does come with some die cast in there. So more information, of course, on this. It does have ABS, PA66, and alloy. It's going to be about 8 inches tall, a little bit taller than what a mainline one would be, but I think this would still fit very well with your mainline figures. It includes 3 changeable faces, battle damage, chest plate, armor, Sigma key, fusion cannon, energy pistol blade, and bolas, and then exclusive bonus super platform and connection bracket. So yeah, that Megatron should be due out in September. This is Make Toys Contact Shot, which is really exciting and really awesome that they are putting it back out. But before we get into all of that, this is $77 at ShowZ. 9.05 inches tall, main figure, blaster rifle, mini target, warrior companion. This thing has been at the top of the needs to be reissued list for a long time. But there is another picture I got to show. So evidently, this may be in the fourth party realm, KO realm. So Make Toys Contact Shot was released by the factory, but not by Make Toys themselves. The quality is still good. However, you classify this as a factory edition, therefore price is much cheaper. So it's coming from the same factory, the same exact everything about it as the first one. So, and I think there's something along the lines that happened with KBB and some of the Headmasters in the past, but they're similar quality. I'm happy with them. I'm sure I'll be happy with this. And ShowZ does have pre-orders up right now for the FT30D Viper Fireflight. And then there's the FT30E Jester Slingshot. Pre-order is $30 down and $40 down respectively. So each one of them requires a bit down, but it comes off in the end when you pay for it. And so with that, knowing you're going to get it and you're going to get the lowest price possible from them, and that's good. So even if like between now and time it releases, maybe there's some variable or something, you still get the lowest price. By far the biggest news of this week is a G1 Optimus Prime with enhancements. It's an enhanced version of G1 Optimus Prime. Now, it's still one of those things where it's kind of some shady teaser stuff going on. You don't have all the information, but there's enough there to know a little bit about what's going to go on with this. We don't know price. We don't know exactly how many points of articulation. We don't know exactly what's going to be changed, or even the size and scale, but we kind of assume same exact size as the original G1. A couple of things that we do know is that the hands are not going to be plug and play kind of thing. They're going to somehow fold into it, and as you can see from the cab there, that there's not a big enough hole in there to accept a port from a hand, so the hands do flip around or something. There's some engineering in there for the hands, and the hands are significantly smaller than before. And then I really do think the whole chest and torso piece, that's all very much the same as the G1, and maybe even the connection point to the arms. But then the arms are going to have upgraded articulation to them, and the knees, and it's going to be able to move the leg forward instead of stopping at a straight up and down. You can actually move that leg forward and have a standing pose or a running pose or something along those lines. And you're also going to be able to get this with a trailer. I think there's going to be 2 separate options. They didn't do that with MP44 originally. They should have, but these are whole different projects, by the way. This does look like a really fun, exciting addition to your collection. I know I just recently reviewed a KO of a G1 Optimus Prime, and all of the limitations with that, I always thought it would be fun when we were kids to have an Optimus Prime that had a little bit more posability to it so that you can reenact it, and now you will in G1 form. Who knows how expensive it's going to be. So, FansToys has got their Power Glide out. I hear there's some issues with it. I don't have mine yet, so I really can't speak to it, and I really won't talk about that until I get mine and see how mine goes. But instead of talking about the issues with that, let's just go ahead and talk about this next one. We got the Pipes is coming soon. There's a video now about Pipes coming soon, which it's kind of exciting. It's like trucking forward with the next character and all that, but I don't think this character is really one that a lot of people are excited for, these repaints and offshoots, but I still am. I'm curious to get it in and check it out, but Pipes is coming next. Coming soon. Okay, I'm not exactly sure if this is something that the average person can get their hands on. This is a one-off, custom-made. It does say it's custom metal plating deco for the Flame Toys Fury Model RC. And with that, I'm not exactly sure if you could get this done to yours, or if this is a proof of concept, but it would be worth looking into. This Poison Milk model works if you're interested in getting it. I think it looks fantastic. I do like the metallic look to it, but I also like the Ultra G1 look, so, you know, do you have to get a second one maybe? Maybe get both? But I think it looks really good, and I really do think the metal plating, it's a lost art. Okay, this doesn't really fall into Masterpiece, doesn't fall into Legends or Mainline. It's its own thing. Voltron kind of always is, but it's a new fully transformable vehicle Voltron, now available, called the Mini Action Vehicle Force Voltron, being produced by Action Toys, and it has the spinning laser blades, blazing sword included, splits apart to all the various different teams. So here's the thing about this. This thing is really, it's kind of cool, but the vehicle Voltron, the Die Rugger, always gets shafted when it comes to Voltron because the Lion Voltron is so much more popular, like 10 times, 50 times more popular, and so these don't usually sell that well, so it's really cool that someone's doing it. $66, and I think that's a decent price. 7-inch tall, so it is in that range. It's not big enough to quite match up to, say, the SOC or all of them, which I kind of would like to have seen it, but SOC has the SOC. So 7-inch, and it does have articulation and stuff. This would look good next to your Super 7 probably. It's available at Big Bad Toy Store, Chosen Prime, and Toy Geek if you're interested. Okay, so this is kind of transitioning into some Legend stuff. And I more pictures of Cyan Culture YC001 Metroplex. This is really important as a release for a lot of reasons. Since the G1 Metroplex, we haven't seen a G1-esque Metroplex. The Titan Class 1 is not G1. It is very stylized. It's this, people say IDW comic or whatever, but it's not a true G1. It is only 18 inches tall, not 24 inches tall. The future may hold this being upscaled, or this being so wildly popular being sold that other companies take note. And so I know we got what's going on with Light Toys, but this is 100 versus 1,000. So, and I haven't heard much on the Light Toys situation. I know that's going to take a long time, so I do look forward to that one. But there has not been a true G1 one. I support this 100%, and my son's excited about it too. It looks really good. Here's more pictures of the base mode, and just each week we're seeing a little bit more about this. It is exciting. It does show a Legend scale figure in there to show you the size for the Legend scale, but it's one of those things. Do you want this thing to be massively huge, or do you want it to be manageable? I would have rather it been 24 inches than 18, but I'm happy with that. When it comes in, it's going to be exciting to take a look at it. I'm just happy with the styling of it and how it looks. And then, of course, compare that to what we originally got with G1 back in the day. It's going to tower over the original G1 one, but this looks fantastic, looks amazing for like $103. I mean, that's not bad. I hope that's truly the price, because all this is converted over. Things might change when we get an actual like US price or your monetary denomination. Denomination. Okay, some other Legends news. This is the Iron Factory Iron Samurai Series IFEX62 Akataki. Anyway, this is their Inferno, and so there he is, and there's the alt mode. So if you're in on these, then I'm sure you're excited for it. It does look quite interesting. You can tell what character it is. Of course, they got some style to it, so they're not the same as everything else. So pretty cool. Iron Factory. Okay, so it looks like Magic Sword's putting out some pictures here of is this the metallic one? It just, the purples don't look like they pop like the ones I reviewed. But anyway, this is their Devastator, and I think it does look pretty good. I'm looking forward to completing my Devastator. But I'm going to tell you, I did get the New Age one too, so I can compare them and decide for myself in person which one I like. And by the time I complete this, somewhere in there I'll do the New Age one, and we'll have both of them to pick which one is the best. Here he is with the Bumblebee, and so kind of showing off size and scale and just, I guess, having some fun with it. So this looks more to me like the original release, not the completed one with the metallic look to it. So I kind of look forward to getting the metallic look completed and moving on, but still excited for it either way. So we've got pictures of the New Age H56. This is their sludge, and I've got to say that it does look really good. And, you know, of course, in-hand pictures, in-hand there. I do like this, just the shine, the sheen. I'm very impressed with what they did with the first one, and so now getting into this one. So I like the Grimlock, and then their sludge is going to look really good. And then let's take a look at the Dino mode. So this is one of the original 6 recolors that they're going to do. I'm going more with the toy deco. That's what I like, and so that's what I pre-ordered. This one is more of a toon deco, and I know a lot of people want the toon deco in the Masterpiece. And so if you had New Age make a Masterpiece, you'd have your toon deco by now, for sure. And circling back around, because I guess I don't have all my pictures in proper order here, I have the Scorponok pictures from the Cyan. This is the same company that is making the Metroplex, and they're making this. So we just got a few new pictures this week, which is still pretty exciting, and we've seen a little bit in the past, but this is what it's going to look like in the Scorpion mode. Here's the base mode, which is another angle, a different angle than what they originally showed us, so we can see a little bit more of it. And so this is really early on, but it's nice to see it. 18-inch scale. I know people are probably really happy with what we got from Hasbro for the Titan class, but it's still pretty interesting to see how this pans out, how this turns out. They haven't shown the bot mode yet, though, so that's something a teaser that we could see maybe next week. Yeah, I look forward to that. Okay, yeah, definitely out of order today, but back to New Age with their recolor of the Legends Scale G2 Tiger Stripes Grimlock, kind of the same coloration that we're seeing with the Hasbro one that's in the Toxtron line at Walmart right now. And with that, I think it looks pretty cool. They do pretty good work with pretty much everything they do. Here he is. Speaking of the great Grimlock that I like, this guy looks great. Now that you look at this picture, we're directly going to jump over and look at a picture from Hasbro. Alright, so here are pictures of the Hasbro one compared to the original one, and as you can see, of course, the New Age one feels and looks a lot more premium, I'm sure, but this is much bigger and probably even cheaper, probably a lower price point than the New Age one, but it still looks pretty cool, pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm ever going to pick it up. I don't really want to drop, $60 on this thing, but I'm happy with the original. I think it's kind of cool that it's getting made, it's getting some love, and some people are really loving this thing. Dino mode comparisons looking pretty good in Dino mode also. More of that, kind of that teal blue shining through the hip there, or the chest piece, but yeah, it's going to happen with the design, so looks good though. There's not a whole lot of mainline Transformers news this week, but it's not bad because we just got blitzed with a lot. But this is all up for pre-order right now, so if you're looking for any of these, find them at any of your favorite places to pre-order. Some of the stuff I've already gotten, like the Insecticon, I've already picked that one up. But so this is Legacy Evolution Leader Class Dreadwing, then Voyager Class Bludgeon, then Voyager Class Trashmaster, then Deluxe Class Demetrius, then there's the Strong Arm, the Shadow Striker, the Bombshell, which I found at a Target, thank goodness, Core Class Dinobot Snarl, Core Class Optimus Prime, and the Stunticon set is an exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. So we got some pictures of the Jurassic Park collaboration, and this is the Dilophoncon, or the Spitter. So I think it's the Spitter, right? Anyhow, this in-hand images here kind of shows both modes, the Dino and the Bob mode. I love pictures like this where just one picture you can see everything you need to see really, and it's taking on that Jeep. Looks cool. it's going to carry a premium. These crossovers always do, and usually with that premium comes a sale down the road. So if you really, really like this and you don't want to spend the money, you'll find a sale eventually. Hopefully, maybe. Here's another fun picture if you like the Beast Wars. This is the BWVS06 Dinobot and Tarantulas promotional image. So if this is Takara doing recolors of these for the Takara Tomy Mall, I believe is where you get it. So it is the Game Fun House website, Hong Kong based, to get this. I'm sure some retailers will probably carry this, import some small quantities. Still, $69.46 is approximate price. This release date January of 2024. Okay, so there's another crossover with Metabots, which I don't really know anything about Metabots. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have actually told me about them, but I don't really know. There's this crossover with Metabots, a collaboration in Japan. I don't really know anything about price, availability, or any of that kind of stuff. This is early pictures. You don't even see the product. You just get to see pictures of it, but it's still interesting that it's something that's going on in the Transformer community. These do look like they're a little bit on the super deformed side, or just the smaller miniature, slight difference. They're not super deformed, slightly deformed side. Anyway, I don't see these bots everywhere, so this is probably something that's localized in Japan. Takara Tomy Imagineer company. So there's the Optimus Primal, and then, you know, it is kind of cool though, you're getting a different take on a Beast Wars Megatron. We've got a lot of Beast Wars Megatrons out there, but yet another take. So this is something interesting. If it's your favorite character, you probably want to pick one up or figure out a way to get it. So okay, so we got some stuff starting to show up around Targets and stuff. This is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee. This is that 4-pack, the Troop Builder multi-pack. That's out in the UK, so haven't seen it in the US yet, but I keep checking. I think they even have a spot on my shelf at Target for it, so it should be coming pretty soon. I think this is a very interesting kind of a set that they put together, and so with that you can build your troops. But it's funny how they showed pictures of like 3 of each of these, but I think you just get 1 of each per box, and so if you really want one over the other, you might have to like sell off some or something. But anyway, it's still cool that they do it. And proof that some people are actually seeing the Kickback and the Perceptor and stuff out and about. Still nowhere in any of my Walmarts around here, so if they did show up, maybe they sold out, but I doubt it. Starscream, still just Starscream. Okay, so somebody out there is seeing these Toxitrons get clearanced out already. What I want to point out is when you see something like this, maybe it's on a site or Facebook or something like that, this is a super one-off that is not going to happen in your store, more than likely. So people love to show this kind of stuff off because it's so crazy that it's out there, but it's not going to happen in 99% of the Walmarts that are out there. So understand that when you see this stuff, don't feel like you've done something wrong and you missed out on the deals. This is like the deal of the lifetime if you want that thing. What's funny is somebody at a Target wanted to check out RC and get a more up close and personal look and just kind of rip this thing. And I thought that was kind of strange, but not really, because we like to see the figures. We don't want to just see a quarter of the figure. We want to see the whole figure. But, you know, I didn't do this. I just saw it, and I knew exactly what the person was thinking when they were trying to see the figure and pull back a little bit, and it gave and ripped. But, yeah, I'm going to complain about the packaging. I just hope that it gets a little bit better. Now they're bringing plastic back, we can go back to normal packaging in the Transformers. So it feels like Ramen Toy's been a little bit silent as they're working on gearing up for this PowerCon, but this last week, just blitzing us with a lot of stuff that's going on. And I gotta say, this Marshall looks great. I might have even already shown this exact picture, but one picture I've been holding on to for a little over a month now that I'm not allowed to show is what's going to be available if you pre-order this thing on the site, the Ramen Toy site, and it's all of this good stuff. So this is a website only, and this is a very early picture. So, you know, anything that's not right in this was like a quick mock-up to let everyone know that's on the same page. And I got to see this. This is my copy I got to see months ago, early mock-up. But I didn't know all of this. There's more to it than what I originally found out. The crystals, there's going to be 2 crystals that connect together to make a bigger crystal. For the Carium, you get a necklace and you get the long gun, which some people are saying, well, it should be included already because it was included with the original one. But that's kind of, you see all the other stuff that's included with it. But this is pretty exciting. Has not been a new Marshall figure made in almost 40 years, and I really look forward to this figure. I mean, it's very exciting that it's getting made. And this add-on, if you order it through the website, you get all these parts. Okay, something about the Great White. They're not just going to be showing some prototype at PowerCon. They're going to be showing the actual test shot that came out of the mold. So the mold is done. It's ready. They got test shots coming out, but there's still a long ways to go before it's full-on production. They have to tweak a ton of things, especially something like this. Something like this needs a lot of tweaking. You think about all the Ramen Racer tweaking they did. Now this is still going to need some tweaking, which we will talk about the Ramen Racer. But looking at this mode here, now they will not be doing this converting at the show because it's not quite ready there yet. The parts are made, but it's almost there. Look at what's going on with those fins that pop off the hood and then they go up to the windshield. Now what happens, it pops up. If you look real close, you see a line. You see like a line right there right before it hits the windshield. Now those pieces clip in to give the additional. So you could just do the pop-up lower piece, or you could go all the way up over the windshield with the add-on parts. Either way you want to display it. But after trying it like 5 different ways, they finally figured out this is the only way that you could bring this into reality and not mess something else up. So as one part works, one function, then the other function fails because there's just too much going on in this thing. But they're making it a reality, which blows my mind. Okay, so for the next run of the Gullwing, they are changing the name. It's not going to be Red Gullwing, it's just going to be Gullwing. It's going to be Machina Labs is going to be different with the symbol. The box still looks very retro-esque. It's not going to look as retro-esque as the first run. And they're going to polish the mold so that it comes out with a very shiny sheen. I'm loving the second release too. I think this is going to be awesome. Now you will have decals. Those decals are mock-up decals. Again, very early on. They don't have it 100% locked down. They just want to show progress as they go, which what Ramen Toy always does. And vac metallized guns on the wings. These parts here are going to look a little bit different. They're going to have the black on the spoiler, and we're going to have, this is the vac metal part there. That's just a close-up on all of this. And this is still just a mock-up. Again, this isn't the full production. This is kind of like what we think it's going to look like once we've made all these changes. But what we've seen is that all these mock-ups they show look good, but the production still looks better. Here's a picture of their unassembled 3.0 for the Marshall, which I should have included in there. And I think that there's a lot to this thing. I think it's going to be a really cool figure, and getting an update to 3.0 after all these years is going to be awesome. That's just going to be fantastic. And then let's see how it looks put together. Here it is all put together. It's looking really good. I'm excited for this. This is going to be at the PowerCon also. So there's just a lot of stuff that they're going to have there. And let's jump into what I think is probably going to be their biggest product ever made, is the Ramen Racer. There's a picture of the orange Ramen Racer, and you can see all the electronics that are going to go into it, all the stuff that they're doing to it, and then putting it together. So they're going to have it fully assembled. You're going to be able to see what all it can do, and that's going to be exciting. I look forward to seeing a lot of stuff that's going to be going on at the PowerCon with Ramen. I mean, Ramen's going to be a really serious showing. This isn't like they're just going to stand there with a table and 3 things on it. It's going to be pretty impressive, in my opinion. And in other news, this Jurassic Park gate failed. It only had 1,600 out of 5,000 needed. And so maybe some other company will come along and make a 20-inch gate and stuff for maybe 150 instead of 250. So evidently McFarlane did some reveals. This is their superpowers, the 5-inch line, the not Walmart anymore. So it's everywhere. And one thing I don't like about it is when they make the same characters multiple times in there. So is that another Nightwing, or am I wrong on that? I might be. I don't even know the names of all the characters that they're doing here. But we see a Robin, we see a Superman, which is interesting to have it, another Superman. And then we have what's basically a 1989 Batman. So interesting stuff. I don't know if I'm really liking how far away they're going, but some people will probably explain why it's really good. And some people will probably just not buy it. So, I mean, that's just kind of where it's at. $10 figures are still pretty cool. They're not $10 figures anymore. BBTS charges $12 or $13. So, there's 2 different versions of Flash. One's a reverse Flash, and then one's just like a darker red Flash. So, That's kind of interesting. And then yet another Batman that I don't know anything about. But I also don't know anything about this Whirly Bat, and I think it's really cool, and I can't wait to get one. So I look forward to getting me a Whirly Bat. That looks cool. That's very interesting. So I don't know much about these gyrocopters, or were a lot of fun back in the day, and I'm sure this was in the show or something along those lines, but cool. And the Batman 66 line, I keep thinking, what more could they do for this toy line, and yet they just do all of this stuff. So I think the robot Batman is because they were going to need more time off and just let the robot fight the crime. Then there's a Superman, then there's a, I don't even know the name, some skeleton of there that's kind of cool. It is called Lord Death, which I don't really know the background story about that. And then there's the Joker the Jester, and he comes with the key. These are all coming with accessories now, which is kind of cool. Better than having the bop, boom, bang, bing kind of things that are going on there. They're also going to reissue Batman and Robin in traditional look, but slightly upgraded stuff to them, I guess. But anyhow, we'll see how that is when they come out. Are you ready for some Fangor? Well, Fangor on Tuesday, and for like 11 Central, I think is what time it is. This is going to go up for sale. This is going to show how getting Origins going forward will be. Origins is more or less done in the store. The flocked version of Origins Mossman at Walmart is showing up at Walmart's. I got mine, and so they seem to be pretty easy to get right now. I don't know how long they'll be showing up at Walmart, but $40 is a lot for one of these. Anyway, this guy should be the normal price, and Fangor, if you're in on it, be there or be square on the 8th. Okay, there's not a lot of Star Wars news. I will talk about this Micro Galaxy Squadron AT-AT Walker, and it's kind of cool. It's a pretty good size, so I think you can get the scale right with this Micro Squadron. So when you look at how small the Micro Squadron ships are, well, let's just put it like this. Look how small that speeder bike is right below his head, and that is way smaller than the speeder bike that came with the Legacy. So the Legacy one is obviously as big as it is, not in scale. So this is really the only way to get stuff like this truly in scale. And is this truly in scale? Yeah, it might be. But it still looks kind of cool, and there's a lot of people that love this line. So I'm very happy that they're getting something like this in scale. And we have the Emperor's Royal Guard and TIE Fighter Pilot. Now, these are supposed to be Amazon exclusives. They're supposed to be the carbonized versions of them, which that's just a lazy cash grab in my opinion. I don't really see much use to making any of these carbonized, either of these carbonized, but I do like the card backs, so I might bite on them. I might. Hopefully I find them on sale, because this is like the 3rd, 5th reissue of these figures. So yeah, I mean, the mold's already made, right? So they've made their money on that mold, so this is just gravy. So maybe there's some room in there. Maybe there's a little bit of room in there to put these on sale and clearance down the road. Okay, so the Ghost funded really fast, and now here we are a week later, and it's only got like another 1,000 or 1,500. So I don't think this is going to skyrocket. I think a lot of people wanted to fund this thing that wanted it, got in on it, and the rest are waiting till the end. So with it, there are 9,560 backers right now for this. Obviously, it's getting made. I don't know 100% if it's going to hit all the tiers. It probably will. I'm not in on it. I'm more of an original trilogy, and I don't need this, and I don't want to buy one just to resell it. So with that, I'm out, but I'm happy for everybody else that's getting it. I do want to say, if you're not really interested in the stuff that's getting made right now for Star Wars, like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is not bad. But if it's not for you, you can always go back and collect the original vintage Kenner stuff. I mean, I'm not joking. I'm serious. Alright, so what do you think about this week's weekly news and review? What else is going on out there that is really awesome and a lot of fun that I missed? Like and subscribe, and Ty Deer Hanger out.